And we're back on this episode of Hero Comics, the best and the worst. This is the best and the worst of Star Trek Generations. Of the movie Star Trek Generations. Now, the best thing about Star Trek Generations was the fact that, they had awesome characters in it, awesome people, and awesome characters in it. Mainly, Captain Kirk and Captain Picard. Looking all good on the screen here. Unfortunately, on the screen here, unfortunately, they couldn't get everybody. There was issues with, that basically, had the original, and of course they had some members of the original cast in there, the original Star Trek cast in there. Captain Kirk, Scotty, and Chekhov were in there. Unfortunately, they didn't get, Sulu or Spock or Uhura. That was annoying. That was really annoying. I didn't like that at all. Basically, I think it was because there was issues with the script. They didn't give them enough time or whatever. It was not cool. So that was just weird. It was mostly okay though. So I say it was a pretty good thing to have, fun thing to have in there, have them in there being awesome and stuff for whatever little time they had. The problem was the biggest problem with this movie, in my opinion, was the fact they messed up Picard. They messed up Picard in this movie. Okay, now unlike Kirk, who was killed, quote unquote, whatever, in this movie, they had Picard who's going to be in here in this movie and three others, and and basically be messed up because of this, because there was some stuff in here. One thing they had in here that sort of made sense because they needed heavy emotions was that his family, members of his family got killed. Okay, they got killed. There was like, he got killed, and I was okay with that in some ways because it was like, oh no, you just, this is terrible, you still gotta do Star Trek stuff, Like Brother Media said, they wanted to have, and the emotion ship, Data's emotion ship subplot was basically so that, he'd have to, deal with, Picard would have to take it, say, sometimes you have to do, just continue working, even though horrible things have happened. You gotta keep going, you gotta keep going in there so you can save the people you can save, that kind of stuff. That's cool with me. But the problem is, they went too far with it. Okay, first of all, they said that, that his family from this one episode where after he got killed, was turned back from being Locutus of Borg. He went to, everybody went on shore leave. He went back to the vineyard he grew up on Earth. And he, basically, it's being run now by his brother, his sister-in-law, and their son, his nephew. So, and they're hanging out and mostly having fun. And then it's like, okay, they're having fun and everything, kind of. And then he gets an opportunity to, basically quit being in Starfleet and basically be okay, and basically say, okay, look, instead of being in Starfleet, you can hang out with my friend here, and basically, help build this new continent we're gonna put on Earth. This is basically definitely the exact opposite of being in space, being on Earth, doing stuff on Earth. And he's like, well, I don't know, maybe I should. After all this crazy stuff happening to me, I don't want this happening again. His brother, in a very harsh way, had to knock some sense into him. He's like going like, oh, so you want to be a kid, So basically, like, you want to just run away from your problems. Well, you always did when you were young. You were younger. You always did when you were younger. I had to knock some sense into you. It's like, I had to knock some sense into you. I had to, take care of you while father was away, on business and stuff. So it's like, oh, you were away on business. Father, you took care of me. You were a bully. It was like, you were a bully. It was like, oh yeah. Well, sometimes I need you to do that to get some, to get you to listen to reason. It's like, oh, try it now, huh? Try it now. So they start fighting, right? And eventually he realizes, he's basically doing it not because it's like the right decision, but because he wanted to, he was acting out in fear of getting, messed up again like he did with when he was by the Borg, So he realized, I can't just, abandon, my stuff, abandon my people. I can't be doing that. I have to stay strong. I gotta do it. So he's like, okay, so I changed my mind. I won't do it. I'll stay on the ship, the Enterprise. And I'll fight. And I'll do my stuff. And I'll just stay in there because it's the right thing to do. Right thing to do, man. Keep things going. I don't want this happening to anyone else, so I'll fight. I'll fight to stop that too. That's what it is. That's cool with me right there. Then he leaves a better, more, healed individual. Then you see at the then you see, the nephew, okay, gazing at the stars, and his mother and father are like, looking at his mom's like, yeah, he's been out there for a long time. He's like yes, dreaming about, being starship captain, like, being in the starship on a starship, like Picard, like my brother. And he's like, yeah, maybe I should call him in. He's getting late. He's like, no, let him dream. Let him dream, And I was like, oh, you see him, the credits close as he's looking at the stars, and the shooting star goes by, and it's so fun, so cool. And Star Generations ruins all that because they died. Yeah, basically. And I was like, what? No, it's terrible. No, it's just like on all Disney Pixar's Up. Kid never gets to have their dreams that they're looking for. They die before that. That's just terrible. Yeah, it's a lot of levels that they went, and then they went even further. They didn't just go, hey, his family died. They went even further. They said, Picard said now there won't be any more Picards. Like, what? What do you mean? And Deanna's like, wait a minute, what do you mean? And he's like, well, yeah. And he's like, and she basically kind of said it like, oh, so you after finding out that that your brother had a kid, you decided that it wasn't your responsibility to keep the family line going. Meaning he had a procedure done. I was all like, what? I'm like, what? Can you get it reversed? Is there stuff missing? Can you just clone? If there is, can you clone new stuff? Whoa! This takes it so far, too far, man. Because basically, now Kirk may be like, I don't want a kid to slow me down, So I better nip this in the bud here, So I can just do what I want, with whatever girl I decide to, But Picard is definitely seemed to be more monogamous than Kirk was. That seemed to be more about, relationships, not just, hey, yay, fun time, let's have some fun, girl, come here. No, it wasn't about that with Picard. No. And then there's the whole thing with the legacy thing, He went through all this stuff. Picard, after saying this, went through all this stuff, or during this speech, went through all the Picards that were famous Picard. The Picard that went to Trafalgar, the Picard that did this thing, the Picard that over here, that discovered this new land, all this stuff. And I'm like going, what? And then I'll be like, I bet during fights with his brother when he was younger, he probably said things, there's just so many famous Picards, what about the Picard that was a good father to his children, huh? What about the Picard that didn't favor one brother over the other, huh? That's the kind of Picard I'm going to be, yeah, no, so I'm like, no, I don't accept that. I'm just going to keep that ambiguous. I want to leave that ambiguous, man, because, no, he would want, Picard, yeah, that dude would definitely, especially after the Inner Light episode, oh my gosh, he totally want to get some babies in there. Come on, man. He totally wants some kids. And then basically this gets even worse later in Star Trek Insurrection when you have Shinzon, the closest thing, now with that horrible information, with that annoying information, the closest thing Picard has to his son, he basically goes crazy, starts melting, and then dies because of faulty equipment in his ship's engine room. Okay, yeah. Sorry, this is not Generations. This is Insurrection. What if that handle hadn't broken off? What then? If Picard be trying to pull it off, the guy stab him oh, come on, that was just not cool. And then Data would appear on the ship, smack Shinzon, and he'd fall over, and he'd be like, sir, you need medical attention here to use the transporter thing, like thank you, Data, the ship will blow up, you get medical treatment. This is not cool. It was kind of crazy. This is a huge issue, man. I didn't like that. That was the biggest thing on that one. The worst of all would have to be messing with Picard like that. Okay, no. It was not cool. That's with Kirk. Yeah, Kirk dying. Yeah, he kind of was, in the story, he had already died before. So yeah, he was already dead. He was in the Nexus. So it's Picard. It has to be Picard. Thus, B'Etor kind of deserved it. They were going to make deserved to be killed because they were going to make get a weapon that would cause level 12 shockwaves to go through the Klingon Empire. That would be bad. So yeah, they had to die. At least their kids survived. Okay, there was the episode with Alexander, future Alexander. He had a knife on him that had the symbol of Lursa, B'Etor, and their son, and think Lursa's son, okay, or Beatrice, I don't know which one, but the older sister's son, okay. So yeah, at least they had a kid. Their kid survived, you know. It was gonna be, and then Toral too, you know. But you know, still, dang, that'd be the worst. Messing with Picard like that. That'd be the worst thing of this thing. Best thing would be how everything looked. Worst thing would be messing with Picard. It's just not fun at all. And I'm really glad that they're doing better now with Star Trek movies than this. See you next time. So, your comments, best and the worst.